Honestly don't know why I'm filming. It's like, I keep filming and not posting anything. It's pissing me off still. He doesn't like me. He doesn't give me any love. I'm so nice to him. Anyway, today's video does have a point, and it has something to do with the fact that I'm exhausted. I'm going to do a day in the life of a Spoonie. If you don't know what a Spoonie is, you can go and look it up, or I will give a brief description later tonight after I have been and done what I'm going to do. Essentially, I've had an adequate amount of sleep and I'm still exhausted and I don't want to go out. I feel like shit. I've just been crying ever since I woke up. I woke up an hour and a half ago and all I've accomplished is getting into human outdoor clothes. That's literally it for an hour and a half. I mean, I've looked after the cat, but, you know, taking care of that, but that's it. I haven't left the house yet. I'm about to. I have something to post to some family members of the child variety because I do give a shit about them, and I'm going to get a coffee. Yeah, that's where I'm going now, and the reason I'm going to go to the post office now because I'm worried that if I go and get my coffee and come back and then have my breakfast and whatever, that I won't go out again. So, which happens. So, that's where I'm going. I'll try and film a bit, and I am convinced I'm going to forget because of the state I'm in today. So, hopefully I'll see you in a bit. I'm waiting for a bus and it's fucking freezing. It's minus 24 Celsius and yeah, not very happy. I don't want to go. I'm on my way to the post office. It's so cold. So I just got off the bus. I'm now near the post office and I still feel like shit. It's actually a really nice day. It's all blue and stuff, but you can't see it. I mean, blue sky. Really don't have a lot to say today because of my energy level. So now I'm going to go in the fucking post office and I don't want to. Well, I did it. The stuff's posted. And there was quite a queue as well. Although not as bad as my local one. I actually travelled to get to this one because it's quieter. Which I know is a cop-out of going to the busy one, but at the same time I have to get on a bus to come here, so it's like a payoff, you know, of doing something scary. I forgot to mention at the beginning that the reason that I am up so early, well, early for me, this is the thing, I really don't want to tell you what time I get up because people are going to go, oh my god, that's so late, that's so lazy. But for me, it's a really big step. Like, I mean, it's really big. So, if you're thinking right now, oh, she's really, really lazy for aiming to get up at midday, don't, because you don't understand what's wrong with me. And if you do understand what's wrong with me, you'll understand why I might have trouble getting up at midday. Someone just shouted something at me from a car, but I don't know what. Because I have all these layers, so it's probably horrible. And if it picks up on camera later, I'll have a massive cry. It's probably something like, get the fuck out of the way, though. So I was filming while crossing the road, which fair enough isn't the best idea, but it's my right of way to cross the fucking road as a pedestrian, dude. They're allowed to turn right on a red light here. So you're crossing the road and they'll just start driving, you know, even though it's your right of way, and then they get pissed off when you don't like sprint across the road to make their life easier, and it pisses me off, especially as someone who comes from Britain and that doesn't happen like it's pedestrian or cars. So anyway, what I was saying was I have I've been trying to change my sleep schedule for quite some time. My doctor's really pushing me to do it now, like really hard. So I managed to do it for the past week, and I got up earlier than 12 or at 12 every day, which I know I keep making it like trying to back it up and go, don't take the piss out of me sort of thing, but honestly I know how ridiculous it can sound, especially for someone who, like, say my other half, he gets up at 6 a.m. every day, goes to work, you know, but for me it's completely different. I'm a completely different person with a completely different set of problems, so I'm going to stop trying to justify my sleeping schedule right now. Okay, I am proud of the fact that I got up before 12 every day for a week, but I had reasons to be doing that every single day. There was something I had to do every single day last week, and this week I literally have nothing, like no schedule. I have one scheduled appointment and that's it, and that really scares me because I have no, it's like I can get up if I have to do something that involves somebody else, but to get up just for me, I find that really hard, because I don't do, like, I see myself as not deserving of making the effort for. I know that didn't make a lot of sense, but I'm sure you know what I mean. And it sucks because basically it's Monday and I just woke up and I was just crying because I was trying to make my schedule last night for the week, trying to plan out what I was going to, you know, do and try and do, and I literally couldn't write anything down other than this one appointment, and I was just so upset because I was like, I'm literally just this useless vessel that floats around feeling like shit, not like producing anything for the world. And yeah, so you can see what kind of path that took me down, thought wise. Gone off on a bit of a ramble, but I think that's okay because I was talking about my sleep cycle and why on earth I'm out at this time of day for a change and it's not dark. But I mean, the doctor did say, and it's, you know, it's a head doctor, it's not like my GP. She said it would like be really horrible at first, you know, for me. It would be like a really big change, and yes it is. I know I've done it like in the past and I wasn't always this way. But she was like, you're going to feel like shit to begin with, like you really will, because you won't know what to do with yourself. And I'm literally going, I don't know what to do with myself. And anyone who works, I know I said I was going to stop justifying it, but anyone who works is going to be like throwing rocks at the screen right now, because they're going to be going, how the fuck can you moan about not having anything to do for, you know, with your day, like you can just do whatever you want. And it's like, no I can't, no I fucking can't do whatever I want, because I suffer with all this shit that stops me doing what I want to do. So it's bullshit, you know. I'm trapped in this body and this mind filled with anxiety and fear and depression and whatnot. So no, I can't go fucking ice skating or baton twirling or this and that, you know. I can't just sit down and watch a movie, because I just can't. I can't actually just sit down and watch a movie. I get anxious doing that. So I have to find shit to fill my week with, which sounds like the most spoiled thing in the world. But it's not, it's really not, and I know that those of you watching who suffer with this sort of thing are going to understand what I mean and how much I hate it when people go, you're so lucky that you don't work and that you have all this time in your day. I mean, you just want to slap them and go, you have no idea, do you want to swap? Do you want to feel the way I feel instead? I'd be much happier feeling like I was able to go work and produce something with my life than sit at home and feeling like this. I'm going to get off this track now because it's going down a bit of a dark road. Oh god, it's so weird being up as well, like when it's really sunny. It's super weird. Oh look, I can actually see myself now. My coffee shop is just over there. I can't remember why I started recording again. I thought it was something on the bus and now I've forgotten. Can't remember. Gonna get my coffee. Oh, fuck. Okay, just please ignore any hair that might be coming out of my hat. I just can't fix it. I am way happier now than I was last time I spoke to you. I went for my coffee and I bumped into a friend in there, and he is so lovely, and he's actually one of the first people I ever kind of got to know a bit here from moving here. So that was really nice. So I've just ended up having like a half-hour chat with him in the coffee shop. So I'm like instantly brightened just by having a chat with a friend, you know what I mean? And it's crazy, because like the thing with social anxiety is you think, okay, I'm terrified of everyone and going out and being social, but when you have that social interaction with someone you feel comfortable with, it just makes you feel so much better. So it's like a paradoxical... I was trying to use a good word. I hope you know what I mean though. It's like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but it feels good. Still haven't eaten, which is really bad because it's like 3:30 now. Gonna get cash out, gonna get something to eat, and then hopefully explain a spoon theory to you, sort of Spoonie theory. Now I've got hair in my mouth, and I'm gonna pretend I haven't. See you in a bit. One of my favourite parts, being in the lift. Yay! Look, reflection. Yeah. Oh God, I need to eat. People in this building can be so disrespectful sometimes. They just left like loads of bags right in front of the button where you press the lift, so I just had to reach over. I mean like massive bags, like they'd been on holiday. So I had to reach over and press the button over all their shit, and they weren't even with their bags, they'd gone outside again. I was like, dude, seriously. So, I figured out one thing that's been wrong with my filming setup. I've been blathering on about it for about the past 5 videos that I probably haven't posted, so you won't have even heard any of it. You probably will in the future. I had forgotten that I had shortened the tripod legs to the shortest setting. So I was kind of filming like that, trying to fit in. So yeah, it was attractive. So quite happy that I figured that one out. And it's actually still daylight outside. So I'm not sure if that makes the lighting any better or it doesn't make any difference at all, but either way, that's not the point. I just thought I'd sit down really quickly to finish this video because I'd actually like to post it today. Like, wouldn't that be magical to actually post a video on the day I recorded it? And yeah, I still have a few hours to go on my own here. So that would be a good thing to do, and it would be productive for me. Yeah, so I figured I would sit down right now, tell you about the Spoonie theory, and then I can have breakfast whilst I am transferring this onto my computer so I can edit it. Managed to talk about that for a minute and a half. Okay, I'm going to read you the most succinct explanation of Spoonie theory, or spoon theory, that I could find online. Unfortunately, it's on Urban Dictionary, which obviously isn't the most, what's the word? I can't think of the word, but like the most official place to kind of get it from. But it does explain it quite short, and then I'm gonna, anyway, I'll just tell you what it says. And sorry, I am gonna have to look down and read it. Spoonie, a person living with chronic illness that identifies with, I was going to practice her name, Christine Miserandino's spoon theory. Christine Miserandino, I think. Spoonies are people that live with chronic illness, theoretically measuring personal daily abilities much as one would measure the proper amount of spoons needed for an event or occasion. Sometimes having an abundance, other times coming up short. Now, it doesn't really explain it in the way I wanted it to. The website, if you're interested, of the original person who kind of thought of spoon theory, or so the internet tells me, is called But You Don't Look Sick. So if you want to Google, if you just Google spoon theory or Spoonie theory, you will find this website, and it's called But You Don't Look Sick, which I'm sure we have all been told many times. You don't look sick, and you're like, you can't see inside my body. Like, you know, my biggest bugbear. So, okay, I'm going to have to tell you my interpretation of it then, because that didn't really help a lot. Hope it made a little bit of sense. Basically, it's kind of talking about the amount of energy you have in a day measured in spoons, and yes, they mean like a spoon, because she came up with the theory while she was out for coffee with a friend, and she was trying to explain how it felt, because she actually has lupus, so she is constantly without energy. So she was saying basically at the beginning of every day, you don't know how many spoons you're going to have, like measurements of energy, okay? So you might start one day with 10 spoons, measurements of energy, or you might start with 20, or you might start with 5. So your energy levels will go up and down. They will not be the same every day. I personally identify with this theory because of the trouble I have with my energy, and because I have had it for so long. I don't just put it down to health problems or depression and things like that. I don't just put it down to that, because I am 99% sure I have chronic fatigue syndrome. It's just that it's very hard to get that diagnosis out of a doctor because there's like no test for it or anything. And they don't want to send you to see an endocrinologist because it costs them a lot of money and stuff like that. But I'm still fighting for that. I'm still fighting to see someone to rule out anything else, you know, just from the energy side of things. Yeah, so anyway, I have identified with this theory for quite a long time, because when I read it, I was like, that is exactly how I am. Like, I will wake up and I might have my 20 spoons, so my 20 units of energy, and I'm going to carry on saying both of those, because it does sound quite funny when you say spoons. Obviously it's not funny. Yeah, so I'll wake up with 20 spoons, and if I, like, you know, one spoon is getting dressed, one spoon is making breakfast, one spoon is going outside, you know what I mean? So you can see how they get used up very quickly, and how your average person, like, who has a normal energy level would have maybe 100 spoons for a day, you know, so they wouldn't have as much of a problem getting everything done. Like, even if they're tired, they'll still get things done. Whereas if I'm exhausted, everything just stops. I cannot, you know, if the house was on fire, someone would have to drag me out of the house. Well, that's probably a bit too far, but I'm just saying, if groceries need to be done, they won't get done. You know, if chores need to be done, they won't get done. If I have run out of spoons, I have run out of spoons, and that is the end of it. So if I run out of spoons or units of energy by 3 p.m. or by 6 p.m, I'm not doing anything, you know? It's like pure exhaustion that I've only ever heard people talk about with fibromyalgia or lupus or chronic fatigue syndrome, or, you know, any other kind of, you know, massively chronic illness, and I'm sure a lot of other illnesses. And it's really hard to explain to people, because it's really hard to explain to people that don't understand, or maybe haven't encountered someone with an energy problem or any of these things. It's very hard to explain to them why getting up at midday is an achievement, and why the fact that you're out of the house and going to the post office is actually quite a big thing, regardless of the actual anxiety part of it, just from the energy part of it. So I generally don't bother like explaining it, because when I've tried to explain it in the past, people just kind of go, you probably just need some iron, or you're probably just not sleeping enough. And I'm like, I slept for 10 hours. I take iron supplements because I had non-anemic iron deficiency. I've been on those for 2 years. I'm still building, you know. It's like they always try and give you a reason that fits their kind of way of understanding. So it's like they either just poo-poo it and go, that sounds like shit, or they can't take it in, or whatever. So I kind of given up trying to explain it, and I just go, I'm just really tired. And then they just go, oh yeah, me too, so whatever. Anyway, that is my explanation. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below, but I'm sure that you'll actually find a better range of explanations if you just Google it. I am by no means an expert. I can just go on my experience of it, which is that I very rarely get a lot of spoons in a day, and I burn out so quickly. As you have seen in many videos, I've talked about my energy levels and just being exhausted constantly. So today I'm imagining pretty soon I'm going to burn out, because I have been up for I've actually only been up for 4 hours. That's depressing. Done quite a lot in 4 hours. That's even more scary. Yeah, so for me, getting up, going to the post office that's further away, going to Starbucks, having a half-hour chat with a friend, coming back, looking after the cat and stuff. That's a lot of stuff for me to actually do in 4 hours when I'm used to getting up a lot later. Now, sorry, I'm just kind of having a kind of thought at the same time as I'm talking to you, and I'm going, oh crap, I need to do things this evening, and I just know that I'm going to crash in like an hour, because now I'm going to go and make breakfast. That's another spoon or two, and then I'm going to try and edit this. That'll be it. That will be, I just know, I can tell when I'm going to like run out. And generally it's when I sit down on the sofa, I'll just go, you know. And the other thing is I hate being called lazy. It doesn't help that I'm overweight when people call me lazy, because obviously I take it as a physical attack. And it just annoys me because people don't understand. They don't want to listen to my explanation. They don't want to watch a video like this and find out why I am the way I am. And basically, if you call me lazy, you can just jog on, because I'm fucking not lazy, and I'm certainly not doing things out of choice. No one chooses to be this way. No one chooses to have anxiety. No one chooses to be exhausted all the time. You know, I would like I said, I would much rather be able to be a productive human being and have a job and be able to go out 9 to 5 or whatever, or at least be creative. You know, I don't even have the energy to be creative. It's really irritating. And yeah, this is going to go really long if I start talking too much about that. So I actually am going to hopefully attempt to get a haircut again tonight. I made a video about that I probably haven't posted. I don't know if I will, so I'm just going to say that's a vague plan. If I do it, I'll probably film it. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, especially if you made it to the end and listened to me go on and on. Yeah, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye.